have no need to be settling, and we can. Some people here might be unfamiliar with how this game works, and especially since this is the Baby Jelly Cup, we've got the new players rolling here. Why don't you give us a quick explanation on how this game kind of works?
The Baby Jelly Cup or Tableturf in general?
Tableturf in general.
Alright, so it's kind of, I like to always describe it as like a puzzle fighter game. And basically you have a deck of cards, and you have a hand of 4 cards, and each turn you can play down a card, and you essentially just turf the map you're playing on, and then there's a bunch of interactions that happen. You can, like, get cards to sort of clash with each other, which is kind of when they get played in the same spot, and one card wins. But long story short is that whoever has the most turf inked at the end of the game wins the game. Surprise, surprise. It's just kind of like a Tetris puzzle turf war, essentially. So the basics of it are pretty familiar to the Splatoon turf wars itself, but it's a unique take on it.
Indeed, it is. A lot of fun things kind of go on in it, in the fact that just like, unless you use your specials, you can't overwrite other turf. Like in Splatoon,
Yep.
You see someone's ink, you're like, I need to paint over that.
Yeah, but in this, once a card's placed, you can't ink over it unless you spend your special points, which you gain special points by surrounding the different colored blocks, like either the orange or the lighter blue. They have to be entirely surrounded in order to activate. And then you spend those to ink over your opponent's turf.
Just like this. Oh, maybe we're not considering. Are we considering it? This might be a good moment. As Jalfac's actually considering a great use of special right now to pierce into the enemy side. Now that their base is kind of like closed off. Feels like a pretty safe play. We're just gonna charge in, and bam! Look, we got another special going, and we've got some pressure.
Yeah, that wiper went right through, and now Jalfac's going to be able to mess up anything else that SANK planned to play within their base. And right there you see a clash, the heavy splatling and the Booyah Bomb. Since they're the same size, all the overlapping squares turn gray.
Nice, and we've got the other thing that goes on too. We've got an overlap.
Yeah, and since Jalfac played the smaller card, their card kind of wins out. The bigger card is placed first, and then that smaller one overwrites those overlapping squares.
Indeed, which Jalfac definitely needs, because despite having a couple of neat plays and some good pressure, we're looking at that scoreboard right now, and while in a standard game of Splatoon, you don't really get a vague idea of who might be in the lead. Tableturf, it is clearly defined for you in the middle of the screen. Right now, SANK is ahead by 17 points, while Jalfac needs like some major come up for recovery.
Yeah, that's a pretty big lead, and SANK's able to play this 10 attack here, which won't give them a lot of points. Jalfac came back pretty well, but it looks like it's going to be hard for Jalfac to do anything else. They can only pass.
Yeah, and especially on the last turn, there is a big rule about Tableturf, and that big rule is you want a 3-12 on at least the final turn.
Yeah, ideally you'd like to play one of those 3-cost 12-space special cards to kind of secure your victory on the last turn, or something bigger if you have the special for it.
Indeed. And with that, SANK is going to be able to claim the first point. Very nicely done. Lots of good pressure. We saw a couple interesting things going on in there. Some quick aggressive play that appeared to have been like to pressure Jalfac and like invade their base, But at the same time, because of how defensive Jalfac was playing or careful, it actually ended up sectioning off a different portion of the stage that isn't your home base. That meant that SANK had a lot of breathing room to just build.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think Jalfac was planning to use the Jalfac, I think it is, in their deck, but SANK just kind of ruined that all, and there was nothing they could really do to finish their combo.
Indeed.
But now they're playing on double Gemini.
Yeah, this is such a this is a stage of all time. I personally
love this
it,
map,
but I respect everybody who dislikes it.
Oh, I don't. They should love it.
They're fools.
But this stage is interesting because you see a lot of plays like with the Paintbrush Nouveau there, where you kind of slam it up against the diagonal walls, and you don't need anything else to activate the special block. It just kind of does it on its own.
Yeah.
And again with the Squid Force.
SANK making such a rushed play here. We've got another, like one of their, I'm guessing they have 2 specials on them. But
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Just dropping one of them out on the field. Ooh, that clap.
Ooh, that was good.
Yeah.
So there, because when they got that clash, because the special blocks were placed in the same spot, the smaller card, its special block will actually eat the larger cards, essentially.
So, I'm starting to see what SANK's game plan here is, where it is like high aggression, and then just portioning off a chunk of the zone that you might not be expecting otherwise. Like,
yeah,
we've got Jalfac's home is pretty much set for SANK to claim. Like, Jalfac has one card that can invade either or, but it is just one card, and they've made their decision.
Yeah.
We'll see what SANK's gonna do in response.
I think the heavy deco up there is a little bit better because Jalfac gets a special from placing it right there.
Indeed. We've still got 5 turns left. Jalfac has 4 special, which, while there's a slight point disadvantage towards them, just having that much special, and provided it's held on to the last few turns, there's a lot of things that Jalfac can do to turn things around.
Yep. And if SANK isn't running double 312, I would say Jalfac's probably in a better position because SANK would really have to go for like a 5 cost card to play.
Yeah. Looks like we are considering a pass, and there's a nice forge. Just portioning off that section off, making it confidently SANK's ground. But like, look at all that turf. There's a lot of that spot that was just dropped with the forge. That is a really clean pressure off of that special block.
Yeah, now Jalfac can't put anything in that entire bottom section, which it's fairly big. I wouldn't be surprised if SANK had another card that would fit all the way down there, and that would just increase their lead even more.
This is a pretty solid spot as well. I kind of like the spot closer to the heart of all those pieces that Jalfac... actually, no, I like this spot more. I think Jalfac's chosen a really good spot to drop this flat bomb. Essentially, for these last 2 turns, while only having 1 312, I believe, has a 3-8, which is okay. But like 2 really solid options for like turf claiming.
Yeah, and I think putting the splat bomb there might provide a spot for a perfect Zipcaster. Unless I'm imagining it wrong in my head. But if Jalfac specials this power clam, they need to get 1 special activated to be able to do anything on the next turn.
Proper. That would
Yeah,
not be a bad place to do it. The 411 plus a 312 off of that special game is definitely like that's the kind of play that he needs to be able to turn things around.
definitely. Yeah, and there's still decent spots for the Zipcaster down in the bottom left.
But now the ever classic question: who's gonna get the better 312? That is 2 off of a perfect. I see Jalfac has a couple of really good options. I don't see too many great places for SANK to really put theirs because
Yeah.
just of the scattered way Jalfac's ended up being, especially for something like a Booyah.
Oh, booyah.
I feel like Jalfac was able to turn that one around.
Ooh, it's a draw.
Almost!
Wow.
Almost!
That's fun.
Which means we're going to be having a rematch so early in. Yeah, no, these two are already gunning it. One of the exciting things about especially things like Baby Jelly Cup, like once you get to the top players, a lot of their decks are really refined. But these decks, like, I saw, what was it? I saw the Mothership in the first game.
Yeah, that card doesn't get played too often. It's kind of fun seeing like Baby Jelly and what people try to, just kind of like figure out how they like to play. And so like a lot of the times you do see those like more unconventional cards, I guess might be a good way to put it.
Indeed. Oh!
Ooh.
That is a hard block.
That's good.
That climb is still gonna do some nice damage and get some good points. But yeah, no, this Squid Force, I like the idea, but this is too aggressive of a block. I know for a fact SANK is just gonna like cut through this like a cheese through knife.
Yeah, but I think Jalfac, by playing a 10 space card, might win the clash.
Ooh.
It will. So there wasn't one, but Jalfac also now has a small way to get into SANK space still. That tiny little nub up there will allow him to, push forward, and I would say Jalfac now might be in the better position with the way this was blocked off.
Oh, Jalfac thought they could be clever, was looking for a combo with that Kohawk, but it's gonna get sectioned off. We're gonna continue to try to invade.
They get 2 special though, which is nice.
Yeah, that's some good payoff off of this. I don't think they can really break through that small opening anymore.
Yeah.
But
at the same time, they have a lot of space in their own base to work with now.
Indeed.
And SANK's running out of room a lot quicker.
On top of that, Jalfac has a special lead. So I can see SANK's plan here, what they're looking for is they have a good base game, but a lot of what they want to do is that invasion. That one defensive play they made, I think that's, if this is a loss for them, that is what costed them the match.
Yeah.
They could have very easily broke through there, and they just
I agree.
decide to be a little more careful than needed.
I don't know what their hand was at the time, but if they had the Shelly Donnie, I think that could have been a better play.
I'm guessing, considering that came up later, they had that top deck.
Yeah.
Nice. Small Frog gets the 3 special. We have 4 turns left. I don't think there's a special that can be used to break into Jalfac's turf to really get any kind of pressure or try to steal any turf. So it really is at this point just get your as much special as you can for the final turns. And right now, Jalfac is dominating in that field.
Yep. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Jalfac's endgame was to special that Marie and then their 312.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely something that's possible at this point. The paintbrush is going to have a little bit of a painful fit here. Trizuka this early. Ooh, you do get some pressure going on, but I don't think that's going to be quite enough. Are we sure? Oh yeah, no, yeah, this would be the time to throw out the Mary. Or
Yeah,
you
and
could
Jalfac.
set up a special off of the ink line or zip line. Which is
Oh,
actually
this is yeah.
pretty doable. I see a spot right in the infiltration end that could be done. I don't know if this is the time. I'm seeing Jalfac try to play it safe. I don't think that's what you want to be doing at this point. You're in the you're at a loss of points. You need to be able to press. SANK is desperate for like 3 special at this point.
And they won't be able to get it. Okay, and Jalfac's gonna follow up with that then. Another 3.
Yeah. This is going to be a lot safer. This isn't going to be as big and rewarding of points. But in this situation, that's not what we're looking for. We're just looking for the points. We're looking for the pressure and just consistency, as it was clear that SANK had ran out of steam.
Yep.
And off of some terrific defense and really nice base building, Jalfac is able to turn the score to 1 apiece.
And this one's a best of 3, I believe. So the winner of this next game should take it all then.
Indeed. SANK actually had 2 win conditions in that situation. Win condition 1 being, of course, winning. If there was a second draw, that would have been another point, though. And that would actually brought them over and enough to be the victor. But Jalfac was able to pull through, and now it's X marks the garden. It's Dynamo time.
We'll see the infamous Dynamo opening.
I know some of the higher level players have started to come up with some new strategies that are a lot more aggressive and terrifying, but you can't go wrong with Dynamo time.
Yeah, it's a really safe opening because now Jalfac's base is just completely protected. The only thing, yeah. Now Jalfac has 2 sides of the map completely protected.
But the thing is, if SANK can provide a nice defense for that other end of that they've been peeking into, there's still the middle and that side that SANK could protect.
Yeah.
I like this Knight Rider. Oh, this is a really careful play, and alright. So we kind of have everything sectioned off now.
And then we'll soon get into base building. I like that Snipe Rider though, because now Jalfac has a special block right at the door to SANK's base, so it's going to be very easy to... If they decide to special early to try to ruin any combos, it's going to be pretty easy for Jalfac to do that.
That said, that hero shot does apply some really nice counter pressure or defense, because now it's going to be a little bit harder to like press in and find a window to get your pieces in to just cause some chaos.
Yep. Looks like
Splatter Screen.
Jalfac doesn't have the combo cards yet. They're just waiting to draw them.
We've still got a lot of time to work with, but that is definitely a little scary. Good play right there just to get 2 special. Which, again, SANK absolutely playing bigger cards here, and is in the lead as a result of that. But special is tied up, and special more off, like, unless the point difference is like 20 plus, it usually doesn't mean too much with just how quickly an effective special can turn the tides.
Yeah, and all it can take is one person passing and the other person playing a 10 cost to like even it up for the most part.
And that it's kind of important. Like I get the notion of why Jalfac might be considering passing here, but that could that could very easily just close things out here. We do get a special out of that. That is really nice. We get Little Judd, who get that would have been a really good spot if we put the curling bomb there. Granted, the other curling bomb spot was also great. We do have a pass on SANK's side to kind of keep things a little even as we move into the final 3 turns. That is a good poke. Might be able to just drop something into their base.
Jalfac has a lot of special though, and can easily put out both 312s.
And again, there's a lot of space for Jalfac to be able to steal away from SANK.
Yeah.
SANK needs to get one more special in somewhere, and I see one good spot that can kind of do some damage and get the specials. But yeah, there's a lot of just like... There we go. Alright.
Well, it's tied up.
We've been here before.
It'll come down to 312s.
Who's got the better 312 play? That's a pretty perfect one for Jalfac. It's not perfect enough, but... Will it be perfect enough? Is it close enough to perfect, or is SANK's Booyah Bomb gonna carry through? And no, it was not even close, as Jalfac is going to be able to take this